We are here in Captain Marvel's New York City apartment, where she's hosting a poker night with Wolverine, Spider-Woman, Hazmat, and Spectrum. As the game progresses, Captain Marvel casually calls, "Check." Wolverine smirks and taunts, "Not so sure of yourself now, are you, Ace?" She glances at her cards, 2 aces, a queen, and an 8, when suddenly the doorbell rings. She exhales in relief, saved by the bell. Wolverine, still grinning, adds, "I got bad news, darling. Nothing can save you from what I got going on over here." As she heads to the door, she quips, Yeah, I've heard that before." When she opens the door, Ms. Marvel bursts in, arms loaded with board games, breathless with excitement. "Oh my gosh, Captain Carol, I'm sorry I'm late. The subway was impossible, but I am so excited about this game night. Thank you so much for inviting me. It is going to be like the coolest night ever." She rushes inside, still talking a mile a minute. "I'm so excited I don't even know what we should play first. Like, my vote is to just dive in with..." Then she stops, staring at the poker table. Her face falls. What is this?" Wolverine leans back in his chair and grunts, "It's poker, kid. Pull up a chair." The others chime in, greeting her casually, but Ms. Marvel looks genuinely thrown. She turns to Captain Marvel, arms crossed. "You didn't tell me we were playing poker." Captain Marvel blinks, confused. "I'm sorry?" Ms. Marvel frowns. "Carol, I can't play poker. It's gambling." Realization dawns on Carol's face. "Oh shoot, I didn't think... I'm sorry." Ms. Marvel hesitates, thinking, there is some gray area here. Maybe, if you're not playing for money..." Captain Marvel hums, clearly unconvinced. Ms. Marvel groans. "Dang it, Carol." Captain Marvel sighs. "I'm really sorry. Things have been so crazy, and it's been so long since I saw you, I just invited you without thinking." Ms. Marvel pouts. "But I want to be invited." Captain Marvel offers, "We can play something else." Wolverine, unimpressed, mutters, "I ain't playing Boggle Danvers." Ms. Marvel's mind races before she suddenly exclaims, "Right. Well, what if I can come up with something better than poker?" The group stares at her skeptically. Wolverine wishes her luck. Spider-Woman, slumped in her chair, raises a lazy hand. "Whatever this better is, do I have to put on pants for it? 'Cause I've had a very long week, and I am not changing out of these sweats." Spectrum chuckles. "You talk about a long week, I was in space today." Spider-Woman deadpans, "I have a child." Spectrum nods. "You win." Hazmat, looking dejected at her poker hand, shrugs. "I'm losing, and it's embarrassing, so I'm in for whatever better is." Ms. Marvel eagerly turns to Captain Marvel. "Pleasey." Captain Marvel sighs. "Fine." A little while later, the group stands outside an escape room venue called Escape from New Jersey. Ms. Marvel spreads her arms wide. "Ta-da! We're going to do an escape room together. This is the best!" Captain Marvel stares at the building, already regretting this. Wolverine crosses his arms, unimpressed. "Danvers, if I didn't have things to do tomorrow, I'd have you kill me now." Meanwhile, Spider-Woman whispers to Spectrum, "This better not involve putting on real pants." Ms. Marvel, oblivious to their reluctance, excitedly grabs Captain Marvel's hand and drags her inside. This guy, I think his name is Ken, but people call him The Nexus. So cool. Everyone says he runs the best escape rooms of all time. The wait for a reservation is insane. But I took some liberties and dropped some names. Shh. So we got in. Yay. Captain Marvel forces a smile. Yay. Meanwhile, 45 minutes before this, in the back room, Nexus, the man who runs the place, scrolls through comments on his Instagram. People are questioning his so-called knowledge of the multiverse, claiming it's not as impressive as he thinks. Irritated, he rapidly types out responses, trying to defend his expertise. Just then, his secretary enters. "Sir, there's a girl asking to book the escape room tonight," she informs him. Nexus, still focused on his computer, waves a dismissive hand. "Rejected. Fully booked." The secretary hesitates. She said she's bringing Captain Marvel." Nexus freezes. His eyes rolls with excitement and he bolts upright. "She said what?" He stares at his secretary, eyes wide with excitement. Without missing a beat, he grabs her shoulders. "Book it! Right now, and cancel all other reservations." The secretary, confused, blinks. "What about the staff?" "Send them home." Nexus practically vibrates with energy. "I want to handle this myself." He rubs his hands together, grinning like a mad scientist. "Captain Marvel, huh? Oh, this is going to be fun." Now Ms. Marvel and the others step inside Escape from New Jersey, greeted by an eerie, dimly lit atmosphere. From the shadows, Nexus steps forward dramatically, arms outstretched. "I bid you welcome to the Escape from New Jersey experience." He gestures grandly. "I am your master of ceremonies and, well, everything. The Nexus." Captain Marvel, unimpressed, folds her arms. "Hey, the Nexus. I'm Carol." Nexus eagerly shakes her hand, practically buzzing with excitement. "Captain Marvel, so great to meet you. I've cleared the facility of both players and staff for your privacy." He grins, waiting for her reaction. Carol just stares at him. "Uh-huh. Let's get started, shall we?" Meanwhile, Wolverine sees his chance. Silently, he starts inching toward the door, but before he can slip away, Captain Marvel grabs him by the collar of his t-shirt, yanking him back. "Where do you think you're going?" she asks. Wolverine scowls. "This is so childish, Danvers." "Come on," Carol sighs. "Ms. Marvel's really excited. If you leave, she'll be crushed." Wolverine groans but relents, muttering under his breath. "Grimm is so lucky he had plans tonight. I need to have more plans. Maybe a wife." Yeah, a wife is a great catch-all excuse. "Me? No, I'm sorry, my wife needs me tonight." "Yeah, gotta get me a wife." The group follows Nexus deeper into the facility. Once inside the escape room, Nexus claps his hands together. "All right, you've signed your waivers and paid your fees, and all that's left is for me to seal you in. You have 1 hour to escape the room." He pauses dramatically, then grins maniacally. "Or you die?" A dark chuckle escapes him. It lingers a little too long. Wolverine, Carol, and the others exchange wary glances. Realizing their discomfort, Nexus awkwardly clears his throat. "Ahem, sorry, not die. But, lose the game, which is almost the same." He winks. "Good luck." With that, he turns a large wheel lock on the door. The heavy clunk echoes through the room as the door seals shut. Spider-Woman looks around. "This is not what I expected." Spectrum nods. "Yeah, this feels way too real." Ms. Marvel, on the other hand, is thrilled. "I told you guys it would be cool." She claps her hands together. "I think to make it fair, we should play no powers, right? Obviously, Wolverine, you don't have to stop, like healing, but you guys know what I mean." Before she can finish, Wolverine suddenly stiffens, nostrils flaring. His eyes scan the room, locking onto the pipes lining the walls. Captain Marvel notices his reaction. "What is it?" Wolverine steps forward, running a hand over the cold metal. His expression hardens. "Vibranium." The group tenses. Wolverine slowly turns to face them. "Ladies, we should have all brought costumes like the kid." His voice drops. "This is a trap." Before anyone can respond, Hazmat gasps. "Guys!" The others follow her gaze. Water is rapidly rising from the floor. Spider-Woman immediately leaps to the ceiling, sticking to it to stay dry. Meanwhile, Wolverine groans. "I hate water." Upon Hazmat asking, Wolverine grits his teeth. "My bones are coated in metal, kid." "It's not the best for swimming," he pauses, "and that's just for starters." Wolverine pops his claws, smirking. "This ain't the first time a room has tried to kill me." He steps toward the vibranium pipes, sizing them up. "In fact, we X-Men have a room designed just for that." His claws gleam under the dim light. "Anyone object to me saving us the hassle and just cutting us out of here?" No one speaks. Taking that as a green light, he slashes at the metal, only for his claws to bend upon impact. His eyes widen in shock and he quickly retracts them, inspecting the warped tips. "This ain't just vibranium," he mutters. This is laced with Antarctic vibranium. The stuff Stark made Misty Knight's arm out of. I can't cut through it. Captain Marvel wastes no time. Then we do it my way. Before Wolverine can stop her, she fires a powerful photonic blast straight at the poles. Carol, wait! Ooh, too late. The energy hits the vibranium but doesn't break it. Instead, the blast ricochets, bouncing off the surface and hurtling straight toward Hazmat. Cover your face! Captain Marvel yells. Hazmat tries, but the blast clips her helmet, leaving a visible crack on the visor. She stumbles back, feeling the damage. My helmet cracked. It's bad. She grips the sides, breathing shakily. Stress will trigger my radiation powers, and with us trapped in here, Captain Marvel moves in quickly, placing a steady hand on Hazmat's shoulder. We'll fix this. Just breathe. I promise. We're getting out of here. Spectrum, observing the situation, gets an idea. I can phase through the door and unlock it from the other side. Captain Marvel nods. Do it. Spectrum takes a deep breath, shifts into her intangible form, and slips through the door. But as soon as she reaches the other side, she suddenly finds herself unable to turn solid again. She tries to touch the door, to manipulate its lock, but her hands pass right through. I can't go solid out here, she realizes. I don't know what's happening. She hurries back inside, materializing properly. Something's blocking me. I can shift in here, but not out there. The group takes a moment to process what's happening. No one speaks. Then Ms. Marvel, thinking hard, breaks the silence. I think everything we've tried so far has just been one power, she says. We need to throw multiple powers at it, overwhelm it. The others look at her. She hesitates but continues. Also, and you might think this is dumb, but games like this, escape rooms I mean, are meant to be cooperative. And this Nexus guy, he literally creates and runs them for a living. I think he cares about that. She glances at the walls. Nerds always care about continuity of themes. Captain Marvel smiles at Ms. Marvel and nods. Good idea, she agrees. Without wasting time, she lays out the plan. She, Spider-Woman, and Spectrum will hit the door with a combined attack, while Ms. Marvel uses her powers to shield Hazmat from any ricocheting blasts. Wolverine, in turn, will protect Ms. Marvel. They act fast, executing the plan perfectly. The impact shatters the reinforced door, sending a powerful shockwave through the air. As they step outside, Nexus stands frozen, his eyes wide in disbelief. Captain Marvel wastes no time. Hey, bloody Nexus, we escaped, Nexus stammers, taking a step back. You don't understand. I just wanted to get your attention. Captain Marvel rolls her eyes. Well, congratulations then, because you've got all of it. Panicked, Nexus resorts to his last trick, mind control. A wave of psychic energy pulses from him, reaching for their minds. But before it can take hold, Hazmat steps forward, her energy crackling around her. No way, no more, she growls. You wanted my helmet cracked, dum-dum? She powers up, unleashing a blast. Well, revel in the ramifications of that for a bit, why don't ya? Nexus gasps, doubling over, coughing from the effects. Realizing he has no escape, he stumbles back, raising his hands in surrender. Please, I'm alone. I'm not a mutant or an inhuman. I didn't even fall into a vat of acid. I don't know why I'm like this. I just wanted my 15 minutes for some of you to notice me, to see what I could do. Captain Marvel steps closer, towering over him. What you can do is extremely noted, she says. Then, without hesitation, she delivers a brutal punch, sending him crashing to the ground. She grabs him by the collar, lifting him slightly. That's the thing about mental powers, she continues. Sure, they're tough to fight, even for the strongest heroes. But they come with downsides too, like how it's hard to use them effectively on multiple targets. And the biggest obstacle? She smirks. You gotta be able to concentrate real hard to use them. Idiot. With that, she lets go and calls the authorities. Yeah, we've got a psychic nuisance here. Bring a dampener. As she finishes the call, Wolverine turns to Ms. Marvel. "You okay, kid?" Ms. Marvel takes a shaky breath, then nods. "Yeah, I think I can stand." "Thanks, Mr. Logan." Captain Marvel spins around, grinning. "Woo, go game night." Ms. Marvel looks down, guilty. I'm really sorry, everyone." Before she can say more, Wolverine and Spider-Woman wave it off. "Not your fault, kid," Wolverine mutters. Captain Marvel, however, can't resist teasing. "They're right. That said, I'm sure you understand that you are not invited to my next poker night, right?" Ms. Marvel laughs before throwing her arms around Captain Marvel in a hug. Captain Marvel chuckles, hugging her back. "Ah, I'm just messing with you. Seriously, though, are you healing okay?" Ms. Marvel nods. "Yeah, I just need to eat something. Soon." Just then, the authorities arrive and secure Nexus. As they haul him away, he suddenly lights up with excitement. "Oh my God, is this gonna be on the news? This is amazing! Make sure they spell my name right, Nexus!" The team watches him go, shaking their heads. Captain Marvel then turns to Ms. Marvel. "Hey, Ms. Marvel, if it's not past your curfew, I did have one idea to end the night on a better note." She tilts her head towards something nearby. "Look!" Ms. Marvel's eyes widen. "Yes! Really? Yes!" A little while later, the whole team is at a bar, where trivia night is in full swing. They grab food, relax, and join the game. At one point, a trivia question pops up, and suddenly, Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, Spider-Woman, Hazmat, and Spectrum all excitedly yell in unison, "Captain America's butt!" The answer is Captain America's butt. It's actually correct. Meanwhile, off to the side, Wolverine ignores the chaos, calmly sipping his beer. As the final question wraps up, Captain Marvel takes a sip of her coffee, smirks, and says, "Okay, nobody tell Steve about this."